Here's the thing, the average American spends between $50,000 and $150,000 on an RV. For most people, that is second only to buying a house. And within the first 12 months, the majority of those buyers have already made at least one mistake that quietly cost them thousands. Not because they were reckless, because nobody told them the rules before they signed. The RV industry is built on a powerful fantasy: open roads, freedom, simplicity. What the showroom floor never shows you is the depreciation cliff waiting outside the dealership exit, the roof sealant already failing on a brand new rig, or the tire that looks fine but is one hot highway summer away from a blowout at 70 miles per hour. Today, we are auditing 6 of the most costly mistakes RV buyers and owners make. And I am going to show you exactly how to stop paying for lessons you could have avoided. Smash that subscribe button, because we are about to save you from some seriously expensive mistakes. Stick around, because mistake number 6 is the one that quietly destroys more RV budgets than any mechanical failure ever could. Almost nobody talks about it. Let's get into it. Mistake 1, skipping the independent pre-purchase inspection. Let's start with the mistake that happens before you even own the rig. You have found the one. You have walked through it, sat in the dinette, pushed on the mattress. You are emotionally committed, and the dealer tells you, don't worry, we already did a full inspection, a PDI, pre-delivery inspection. Everything checks out. Most buyers believe them. Here's the thing, a dealer PDI takes between 30 and 90 minutes. It uses a checklist of 50 to 130 items. The person performing it is a dealership employee whose entire incentive is to close your sale and move on. That is not a forensic audit. That is a legal formality dressed up as due diligence. Independent NRVIA certified inspectors charge $400 to $900 and take 4 to 8 hours. They get on the roof. They run every system. They use moisture meters on walls and floors, and they report finding an average of $8,500 worth of problems per inspection on rigs the dealer already said were fine. That is a 10 to 1 return on the inspection costs. Translation: skipping the independent inspection doesn't save you $500. It hands the dealer a blank check, and you're the one signing it. The PDA the dealer performs protects the dealer. The inspection you pay for is the only one that exists to protect you. Stop shopping like a victim and start thinking like an auditor. And auditors never take the seller's word for the condition of the asset. Once you own that rig, the clock on mistake number 2 starts immediately, whether you know it or not. Mistake 2, ignoring roof sealant. The invisible money drain. This is the one that gets people 2, 3, 4 years in, when the damage is already done. Most buyers never think about roof sealant because it is invisible from the ground and completely silent as it fails. Here's how it plays out. A hairline crack forms around a roof vent. Rain gets in. The water does not puddle. It travels inside the wall cavity, settling where you cannot see it. You feel nothing, until one day you press a hand against a wall panel and it gives. That flexing, wavy surface is delamination, and by the time it is visible, the structural damage has been compounding for months. RV sidewalls are laminated fiberglass panels bonded to a plywood substrate with adhesive. When water penetrates and saturates that substrate, it attacks the adhesive bond. The fiberglass separates, air pockets form. The root cause is almost always a failed seal somewhere above, and the consequence is a repair bill between $3,000 and $15,000. In severe cases, that figure exceeds the RV's remaining market value. Proactive sealant maintenance costs about $300 every 6 to 12 months. Walk every penetration point. Reseal anything showing cracking or shrinkage. Translation: a hairline crack in your roof sealant isn't a cosmetic problem. It's a fuse. You just don't know how long it is. The industry builds walls vulnerable to water intrusion and sells you a warranty that expires before the damage becomes visible. Twice yearly roof inspection is not optional maintenance, it is structural triage. Mistakes 1 and 2 happen after you buy. Mistake number 3 happens the moment you decide to buy new, and it costs more than both of them combined. Mistake 3, buying new when the depreciation curve is a cliff. This is the industry's dirtiest open secret, and every stakeholder in the sales chain profits from making sure you never fully understand it before you sign. The moment an RV transitions from new to used, which happens the second you drive off the lot, silu. loses approximately 20 to 21% of its purchase price, not over a year, immediately. Here is what that looks like in real life. One buyer purchased a 2023 travel trailer for $55,000, never used it, and 5 months later, the same dealer offered $20,000 on trade, a $35,000 loss on a rig that had never seen a campsite. That is not a horror story. That is just how the math works every single time. Approximately 85% of new RV buyers pay significantly more than they should. The sweet spot is a 1 to 5 year old used unit. Someone else absorbed the cliff, you buy the plateau. After that initial drop, annual depreciation slows to 2 to 5% per year. Translation: buying a brand new RV is the financial equivalent of paying full price for a restaurant meal and handing 70% of it back before you eat a single bite. Buying used is not settling. It is the move the financially literate 15% of buyers make, and the one the other 85% wish someone had told them about before they signed. And if you're finding this breakdown useful, hit the like button. It really helped the channel cut through the noise. You have bought smart. Now you need to maintain smart. Because mistake number 4 kills rigs every single winter, now often in states where owners are convinced it cannot happen to them. Mistake 4, skipping or botching winterization. This mistake punishes you in spring for something you failed to do in fall. And by the time you find out your insurance company is reading you the exclusion clause they put in your policy for exactly this situation. Here is the scenario. An owner in a mild climate skips winterization. It didn't freeze hard last year. One overnight cold snap hits 28 degrees. By morning, a water line has cracked, the water pump has seized, and the water heater tank has ruptured. They call their insurance company. The adjuster uses one word: preventable. Claim denied. RV plumbing has almost no insulation between the pipes and the outside. Unlike residential plumbing running through insulated wall cavities, RV supply lines run through the underbelly, directly exposed to ambient temperature. A single night at freezing is enough to crack fittings and split lines. The water heater is the most expensive single point of failure. If it is not bypassed before antifreeze is added, the tank stays full of water, freezes, and ruptures. Professional winterization costs $85 to $150. DIY costs under $50. Failing to winterize costs $3,000 or more. None of it covered by most standard RV policies because it is classified as owner neglect. Translation: you can winterize your RV for under $50. Or you can explain to your insurance company why you'd like them to cover the mistake they specifically wrote out of your policy. Winterization is the cheapest, highest return maintenance action in RV ownership. And unlike your actual insurance policy, now we are going to talk about the one thing sitting underneath your rig right now that could kill you. And most owners evaluate it with nothing but a glance and a kick. Mistake 5, neglecting tires, especially their age. This is the only mistake on this list where the consequence is not a repair bill. It is a highway emergency. Tire blowouts cause an average of 200 deaths and 19,000 injuries in the United States every single year. Travel trailers and fifth wheels are statistically more likely to suffer catastrophic tire failure than motorhomes. And when a trailer blows a tire at highway speed, the resulting sway can overwhelm the tow vehicle before the driver even processes what is happening. The lie that gets people killed: the tread looks fine, so the tires are fine. They are not. RV tires age from the inside out. UV exposure, heat cycling, and ozone degrade the internal structure long before the tread shows any wear. A 5-year-old tire with 60% tread remaining can fail catastrophically at speed. And the leading cause of RV blowouts, underinflation, makes a tire 3 times more likely to be identified as a critical pre-crash factor. Here's how you check. Every tire has a dot code stamped into the sidewall. The last 4 digits tell you the manufacture date. First 2 digits are the week, last 2 are the year. A tire reading 2318 was made in the 23rd week of 2018. The replacement standard for RV tires is 3 to 6 years regardless of tread depth. 6 years is the hard outer limit. After that, you are not driving on tires. You are driving on a liability. Translation: your tires may have 5,000 miles on them and still be a ticking clock. Rubber doesn't announce its expiration date. It just fails, usually at 70 miles per hour. If this is already saving you from a headache, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's next. because mistake number 6 does not show up as a repair bill and does not make a sound. It just slowly bleeds your budget dry, month after month for years. Mistake 6, buying the wrong size or type of RV. The lifestyle mismatch tax. The showroom is engineered against you. Every square foot of that dealership floor is designed to do one thing: get you into the biggest rig you can qualify for financing on. The Class A with the full slide package, the residential refrigerator, the outdoor kitchen. And for some buyers, that is exactly right. But for most, here is what actually happens. They buy the 40-foot diesel pusher. They take 2 trips in the first year. Then life intervenes. The rig sits in storage. And every single month, whether it moves an inch or not, the costs run: loan payment, insurance, storage fees, and the quarterly chassis. Maintenance a diesel requires regardless of mileage. The average RV owner uses their rig approximately 28 days per year. Fixed annual ownership costs, insurance, loan interest, storage, and routine maintenance typically run $3,000 to $8,000 before you fill the tank or book a site. Divide that by 14 days of actual use, and you are paying $200 to $500 a night for camping, more than most hotels, with all the setup, maintenance, and storage headaches on top. And when the wrong rig realization hits, fixing it costs you twice. You absorb the depreciation hit on the sale, then dealer margin on the replacement. 2 rounds of losses because the showroom never once asked how many days a year you actually camp. Translation: the most expensive RV mistake isn't always the one that breaks down. Sometimes it's the perfectly functioning rig that was never right for you, and you're paying for it every month anyway. Before you buy, answer 3 questions out loud. How many days per year will you realistically use this rig? Not optimistically, realistically. Where are you actually going? Developed resorts, national parks, or backcountry? And do you need to drive the coach itself, or do you need something you tow? Those answers determine your category. Your category determines your cost structure. Stop shopping for the dream version of your RV life and start auditing the actual one. Here's what all 6 of these mistakes have in common. None of them are accidents. Every single one is predictable, documented, and profitable for someone other than you. The dealer who rushes a PDI profits, the manufacturer whose wall construction cannot handle a slow leak profits, the finance department that gets you into a rig 2 sizes too large profits. The industry is not broken. It is functioning exactly as designed. The only variable is whether you walk in armed or whether you walk in as the person funding someone, whether you walk in as else's quarter. So here is your auditor's action plan. Never take delivery without an independent NRVIA certified inspection. Budget $400 to $900 and treat it as non-negotiable. Inspect your roof sealant every 6 months, every penetration point, every seam. $300 of prevention against a $15,000 structural failure. Check the DOT date code on every tire right now. Last 4 digits of the DOT string on the sidewall. Any tire older than 6 years comes off before your next trip. And before your next purchase, run the real math on total annual cost of ownership divided by actual usage days. The right rig fits your real life, not your best case scenario. Stop shopping like a victim and start thinking like an auditor. Let me know in the comments which mistake on this list surprised you the most. And if you want to make smarter choices, subscribe and hit the bell. I'll see you in the next one.